Hi, this is Janine from mommyscraftyside.com. I get a lot of requests for different craft and mostly bow tutorials. It's taken me a while, but I finally have gotten it down. The first bow that I get the most requests for is the basic boutique bow. We actually make these in our supply shop, and we have a lot of people who have issues just getting the fluffiness in it. What I would suggest you start with is a needle and thread. Don't worry, you're not really going to be sewing. It's more like you're just tying a knot, which is what I can pretty much handle when it comes to a needle and thread, is tying knots. The second thing you're going to need is 1.5 material. Once you've got it down with 1.5 grosgrain, you can pretty much move on to either like a satin material, which is a lot harder because it's very, very slippery, and a smaller material like the 7/8 size, which is noticeably smaller. A lot of people ask, like, which one is what? Well, the biggest standard size is the 1.5 inch. 7/8 is the second standard size. Then you go down to 5/8 and 3/8. The main one we're going to learn right now is the boutique style bow. It's really basic. You can just simply wrap another piece of 3/8 material around the middle, glue in the back, add your clip, and put a resin or a bottle cap right in the center. It's nice, it's big, and like I said, the biggest problem that I have people is like, how do you get it so fluffy? And I'll tell you, the biggest mistake on that is allowing your material to go flat right in the middle, so it doesn't give you that pop. See, it's kind of like, it'll be more of like a flat style. What you want to do is keep your middle intersection as a cross, either this way or that way, but not this way or not that way. When it starts going more like an awareness ribbon in each ear, you're going to notice that that's when you're going to lose a lot of your puffiness. So the first thing we're going to do is you're going to get on your right hand side, you're going to grab about, I want to say like 2.5 to 3 inches, and leave it hanging for your tail. Then you're going to pull about 3.5 to 4 inches, and you're going to pull it right over like this. You're going to still leave this tail. I leave them really long, but that's just me, because when people purchase them from me, they like to cut them however they want. If you already know how you're going to cut it, then you pretty much will know how much tail to leave. When it's just me for my own, I'll leave about this much, because you're going to have another ear right here, so you're going to leave a shorter tail. Again, that's totally up to you. Just for like a reference, you're going to want to be able to like keep your hand for each ear like about that. You know, your hand's going to differ, but it's a basic gist is like maybe like a 1.5 to 2 inch circle on each one. So then you're going to pull it again like this. So now you've got these 2 ears. Okay, so what we've done so far is we've done 1 ear and 2 ears. Okay, now I know you might be a little skeptical right now, but I always see if the circles inside are about the same size, and if they're not, you can kind of move it and just make them about the same. They don't have to be perfect right now. Everybody worries about that, but see how both my intersections are pretty much running down? When they go like this is when you start losing your flip-floppiness. It ends up being more like a flat, and you don't want that. So you want to keep it, like I said, the first ear and the intersection is the down and cross. Then you want to do the same thing for the second ear, is now down and across, and you want to keep them as close together as possible. So now we've got very little crossing on this side. Then you're going to take this one. Now we've already got it, like I said, 1, then 2. This should be on top. If it's on the back, you're doing it a little backwards. Then you want to pull this like this and attach it to the back. So now you're going to have 3 ears. You're just going to pinch it. That's all. I'm just pinching it down for now. Then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to flip this one right up. See how it's just going straight up? It shouldn't, it should, like I said, see how like the intersections pretty much go up and down and side to side. That's what you're going to want to see. Now that I've done that, I'm going to want to cut my other tail. Okay, just so this out of my way and there's not any more like stuff to hold on to. Now, a lot of people ask me what tools I use the most. I like these scissors. There's a Scotch brand scissors, and at Costco you can get 3 pairs for like $9.99, and they last a long time. I use them when I teach classes. They're Scotch Titanium, so I don't know. If you're paying more than 10 bucks for 3 pairs of scissors, I think you're getting ripped off. I use them in all of my classes, they last me about 6 months, which means they'll last you about 2 years because I have a lot of people. So now that I've got my bow like this, I'm going to flip it upside down because we're going to do a 3-point pinch. This is probably the hardest part of the bow. You're going to have about a 2.5 inch span in the back that you're going to work with. And you're going to go up and down. And then you're going to do it one more time, up and down. And what you're looking for, how you know you've done it or not, is you're going to see in the middle, see how there's 1, 2, 3. There's 3 folds in the back. Now, you're going to do that. I'm going to do it one more time before we tie it off, okay? We're going to do the whole thing once more. So, you leave your spot and you go 1 ear, 2 ear, make them a little even if you can, 3 ear, and then you're going to lift up and across and go for 4 ears. So, it's kind of like a 4-leaf clover with 2 tails. Your tails are going to go up and down so that when you actually set it up, it's going to have a really cute up and down tail, kind of like pinwheel, but not quite that like layered flat. So now we're going to do the 3-point pinch, 1 and down. I only use about a third, or maybe, yeah, like about a third, and then I use the rest to do 1 and down again. Now I've got my 3 creases, 1, 2, 3. Then I'm going to take my needle and thread. Like I said, don't stress, there's no sewing because about tying a knot is about as good as I am with a needle and thread. You're going to go ahead and put it right through. You're not going to make a stitch because if you make a stitch, if you make a stitch, you're not going to be able to kind of mess with it later. You're going to be locked in if one of the ears is a little bigger than the other or whatever. You're going to kind of be stuck with that big floppy ear. So now you're going to just pull it really tight. I still hold my pinch. I just pull it really tight and do it like 1, 2, about 3 times around. And then I hit it up here on the back. And I just kind of put it right through the ribbon itself. See how I'm putting it through the ribbon itself? And that way I'm not actually making a stitch within the bow. I'm making a knot on the ribbon itself, on the thread itself, sorry. So then I'm going to go back through underneath here. I usually double knot it. Just, you know how we tell our kids, like, it'll stay if you do 2 knots. And then you want to snip it right there. What I always make a habit of doing is just retying my knot after every bow because I can't tell you how many times I've made a really difficult bow or I've had so much problems with the pinch. I finally get it down, I turn around, and there's no knot in my thread. And I have to put the whole bow down that I just spent all this time doing to retie that stupid knot. So now you have the bow. It's super fluffy. You're getting all that fluffy stuff in it, and it looks really similar and uniform, and that's how people will notice you. If something's uniform or similar, you'll notice it's very similar and uniform to the other bow. Okay, so it's nice, especially when you're going to stack them. If you're using the smaller 7/8 ribbon, a cool idea is to get your 2 bows, and of course this works a lot better with the 7/8, and crisscross them. So tails are here and this is here, and this is a really cool bow because it's like a double stack, and you can even do like the darker color on the bottom. It's really cute for Valentine's Day. It looks like a super stack bow. You get all these cool tails to cut and throw gems on or whatever else you want to do with it. And you just do the same knot at the end. You get your needle and thread and you just kneel it around. You tie it at the back. What I do is once I do my middles, sometimes I don't. If I can find the like thread, like if I'm doing a black bow, I'll do black thread, or if I'm doing a white bow, I'll do white thread. And when I stack them like that, you really don't even need to do the wrap around the centers, but I do like to wrap around once and once, and then when I stack them, they already look done, so you don't have to worry. And then the way you stack, because I've had a lot of people who are like, how do I stack? You just get your glue gun, and you add glue to your bottom base, and then you add the other one, okay? So, scissors, ribbon, and your needle and thread, and that's all you need to make the bow. We'll work on more designs and some other sculpture type stuff shortly, especially the Valentine stuff.